Now, I'm pretty sure every Christian that I know in America, and maybe even across the world, celebrates Christmas. Maybe people in other countries are Christians, they don't celebrate Christmas, but everybody here does. But does everybody here share the gospel? No, they don't. So the next time I hear someone complaining about having to hear happy holidays from some greeter who Walmart or Kmart or whoever pays them to say that, I want to know how many times they've shared the gospel. Now, I have some statistics here on my other computer screen, and I'm going to read it. This is from the Barna Group. You can look this stuff up yourself on the internet. It is estimated that 95% of Christians are never blessed with leading someone to Christ. Okay? Studies have found an increasing reluctance among believers to explain their faith to other people. Just 29% strongly endorsed a view of sharing your faith. Now, if you're a Christian, I want you to ask yourself, how many times have I shared my faith with a lost person? Once, twice, 10 times? If the numbers are right, it's probably pretty low. So it seems kind of hypocritical to me to listen to people talk about having to endure all this political correctness at Christmas time to take Christ out of Christmas when we're supposed to put Christ in every single day. If you have never, ever passed up an opportunity to share the gospel with a lost person, then complain about season's greetings and happy holidays all you want. If you have passed up those opportunities, and I'm not saying I've ever taken everyone, I'm saying if you have, think more about how you live the other 364 days of the year than how you live on Christmas. It's your job to share the gospel. It is not Walmart's job. It is not Nordstrom's job. It is not Macy's job. These are corporations. They're legal entities. They're not people with souls. You are. You have been commissioned by Christ to share the gospel. It's your job. You tell someone Merry Christmas. And if someone says to you, season's greetings, you say, thank you for your sentiment, and I want to tell you Merry Christmas because Jesus came, and that's what we're celebrating. And if you are dead in your sins, I know a way that you can have forgiveness and salvation. And I'm not ignoring the PC-ness out there, but that's because lost people spend money too. Lost people have just as much Christmas money to spend as believers. Even lost people celebrate Christmas and give gifts. I don't know why lost people celebrate Christmas. Probably the same reason that the ancient Romans celebrated their version of Christmas. It's fun to have a party, get together with your friends and family, and give gifts. It's nice. But the Bible doesn't tell us to do it. Quite frankly, Jesus can be bad for business. This is biblical. Let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 19. The Apostle Paul has been evangelizing all over the Roman world, and he's in Ephesus. And he's teaching people to be Christians. Well, Ephesus was Artemis territory, a pagan Roman god. And they sold little figurines of her. And the businesses that did this made a lot of money. So let's pick up in Acts 19, chapter 23. They're in Ephesus. About that time, there occurred no small disturbance concerning the way. Now I'm going to pause right there. The way is another way to say, another word. It's a euphemism, if you will, for Christianity. Early it was known as the way of Jesus. So if anybody ever hears you talking about the way, they're not talking about the martial arts in the movie Dune. They're talking about Christianity. I just revealed that I was a huge nerd because I know the martial arts from the movie Dune. And actually Dune didn't have the martial arts, that's from the book. That's a different story. Back to the point at hand. About that time there occurred no small disturbance concerning the way. For a man named Demetrius, a silversmith, who made silver shrines of Artemis, was bringing no little business to the craftsmen. These he gathered together with the workmen of similar trades and said, Men, you know that our prosperity depends upon this business. You see and hear that not only in Ephesus, but in almost all of Asia, this Paul has persuaded and turned away a considerable number of people, saying that gods made with hands are no gods at all. Not only is there a danger that this trade of ours will fall into disrepute, but also that the temple of the goddess Artemis be regarded as worthless, and that she whom all of Asia and the world worship will even be dethroned from her magnificence. When they heard this and were filled with rage, they began crying out, saying, Great is Artemis of the Ephesians! The city was filled with the confusion, and they rushed with one accord into the theater, dragging away Gaius and Aristarchus, Paul's traveling companions from Macedonia. So, when Jesus comes into the mix, whose idea is give, and you have a business whose idea is buy, you're going to cause some conflict. Quite frankly, sometimes Jesus Christ isn't good for business. So please don't blame businesses for not wanting to say Merry Christmas all the time. And speaking of money, where's your money? Because businesses sure sit around thinking, how can we get these people to spend money at our business during Christmas time? You're spending it, you're buying Christmas presents, but are you giving the money? I'm going to go to some other stats from the internet. Now, these stats are on the internet. You know they're true. I'm just kidding. But you know you can look them up yourself. In 2004, 9% of American born-again adults tithed. 9%. Now, here's a stat from 2007. Christians worldwide had a personal income totaling more than $16 trillion in 2007. They gave 2% of it to Christian causes. Are you spending more money on Christmas presents to other people than you are spending giving your money to Christian causes to God? What are you giving God? Here's a stat from 2004. The average amount of money given by a full or confirmed member of a U.S. Christian church in 2004 was $691.93. This comes to an average of $13.31 a week. Now, I know that I've spent more than $691.93 almost every year since I graduated college and got a job on people's Christmas presents. I know that. I don't make a whole lot of money. You know, I make a decent amount of money, but that's not the point. I'm not some super rich guy. I make a decent amount of money. I live comfortably, but $691 is not enough money for me to give away to the cause of God. And since I'm an average middle-class guy, I know it's probably not enough money to give away to the cause of God for a lot of other people. And if they're like me, they're spending a lot more money, or they're spending a lot more than $691 on Christmas. So ask yourself, evangelical, who's all upset about hearing season's greetings and happy holidays, are you giving more to God than you're giving to your aunt and uncle and grandma and wife and daughter and brother and son, buying toys and sweaters? Now, don't get me wrong, I love getting Christmas presents and I love giving them. But Christians need to do a better job of giving to God what is His. Now, He gave us Jesus Christ as a present. That's what Christmas is about celebrating. Why can't we give Him more than 2% of our income? Now, I also recognize that they're probably in these surveys using a very broad definition of Christian. And as we know, it's a narrow gate that you must enter by. everybody who says they're a Christian is probably not really a Christian. So I know that throws the numbers off slightly, but we can do better.